Hey, Facebook. Hello, everyone. Let's see. I should be live. Let me make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because once again, I'm trying something new. As always, I'm always trying something new. I'm always trying something new. So I want to make sure that I look and you can. Oh, hold on. Okay, good. I think you can hear me. Let me see. All right, here we go. I think I'm good. I think you can hear me. Tashanta, can you hear me? And can you see me okay? Because I feel like I look blurry. Somebody tell me if you guys can see me and if I'm giving a full experience here. Hello, I see people joining. So I think you can see me and I think you can hear me. I'm so excited. So, hey, everyone. I'm excited to be live. I feel like I haven't been live in a minute. Like you guys see my videos and stuff, but it's on and popping. And I'm excited. All kinds of amazing things are happening. Raising a Mogul is on the move, y'all. And I'm just really, I'm just happy. Today's one of those days where I'm just like, let me just go and talk to the people. Let me talk to the people. And if you don't know me, my name is, I don't know why you don't know me, but anyways, hey, if you don't know me, my name is Tamara Zantel, and I am the CEO and founder of the Raising a Mogul platform, the number one space community platform for parent managers on the planet. Like if you are raising a young mogul, a superstar change maker, world leader, child, biz kids, teenpreneur, kidpreneur, all those fancy hashtags that you'll find on Instagram, and you are not in our community, you should be. You should be. If you are raising a mogul, you should be connected to me. You should be connected to us. So you can find us right on Facebook, Raising a Mogul community for parent managers, teenpreneur, kidpreneur, all that stuff. Just search Raising a Mogul. Even if you Google Raising a Mogul nowadays, talk about influence, right? That's exciting. Google Raising a Mogul and you're going to find us. You're going to find us. So I want to thank you all for joining in the conversation. I wanted to also ask you guys to share this video. Please share this. Sharing is caring. Thank you all for letting me know you can see me. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Today is Wednesday. It's hump day. So this is all the good stuff. Hey, Jasmine. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So listen, today I want to talk about, let's talk. We're going to talk about talking. I know y'all read the caption like, what is this all about? So one of the things I want you guys to know is that I have an exciting masterclass. I'm restructuring the Raising a Mogul Society. Tashanta and I have been in the lab, pun intended, in the lab working. We have a couple things going on. We have the Raising a Mogul Summit that's coming up in June 27th through 30th in Atlanta, Georgia. We're super excited about that. So that has kept us super busy, like just overwhelmingly busy, which is a blessing, no complaints here, no complaints. And in addition to that, we have the Brand Strategy Lab rolling, and we also have the Raising a Mogul Society, which is our community, our parent manager membership program. So as we're restructuring that, we're listening to the people, we're paying attention to our community, and we're coming up with developing, working, and restructuring everything. And masterclasses is it. The parent managers in our community, they need help. Everybody needs something. So many of us are working to build our children's businesses and prepare them for the next level. And some of us are just starting out, but the bottom line is, if we keep feeding you, like if you keep getting fed milk all the time, whether you're just starting out or not, you're never going to be ready for meat, right? It's just like a baby. If you keep getting milk and you never really actually get the little Cheerios or start eating the scrambled eggs or start eating, the little puff things, like your system, your body, you're never going to actually get used to the meat and what we really need in order to grow these businesses. So masterclasses it is. This is our new thing. Our first one is tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to, I'll talk to you a little bit about that, but we're going to be talking about paid to speak, how to get your young mogul paid to speak. So in the spirit of that, I wanted to come live and share with you guys, why you would even want to be a part of that, why you would even want your child to be paid to speak, why you we want your child to be a speaker. Some of us, like, this is like our thing, our dream, something that we're really into, something that we've actually considered. We thought about it. We've researched. Some of us, our children are already speaking, So if your child is already a speaker, if you can give me a thumbs up or an exclamation point in the comments, just let me know. So I just want to gauge who's watching, whose child has already been on a platform. And that platform, now let me be clear, platform could be in front of 300 people, it could be in front of 50 people, or it could be in front of 5 people, or it could just be in front of you and your child. You know what I mean? Like if they had to, and that could be speaking for creating a video, that could be speaking for, you know, a church group or another youth group or whatever it is. Like if your child is already speaking and is comfortable in front of people, and this is just something that's a part of your business plan, let me know. Let me know. Give me a, let's go with the thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. So I know, I just want to know, I just want to gauge who's here. Who am I speaking to? So, you know, and the other thing is for those parents that, you know, parent managers that are out there that whose child is not interested in speaking, you know, you don't have to be, your child doesn't have to be interested in speaking. Some of us are just like, hey, you know, that's just not what we want to do. We have a product, we have a service or whatever we do what we do. And my child has no desire to be, you know, put in front of people and actually that become a service that they offer. You know, because, you know, you need to know that your child speaking, you speaking is a service. It's a service. So we did a whole lesson with the Brand Strategy Lab on talking about turning their product into a service. So this is no different, you know. So if your child sells pens, if they sell cups, if they sell T-shirts, if they sell lawn care services, if they sell, if they do hair, if they're a cosmetologist, whatever your child is, whatever position they're in, if they're connected to the community and they're young and they're doing something that challenges the status quo. And when I say challenge the status quo, I mean doing something different than every other tween or teen or, you know, kid out there is doing. And that's, once again, subjective to your area, to where you are. You know, in your area, there might be a whole lot of football stars. There might be a whole lot of amazing dancers. There might be a whole lot of kids that can braid really well or that can sing really well, you know. But the bottom line is, if your child is doing something different than the average child out there in the world, right? They are challenging the status quo. They're being pushed to the front of the line, and they have an opportunity to stand out in so many different ways, right? So let's talk about this. And if you don't want your child to be a speaker, I suggest that you listen anyways, because the possibility that they are going to be in demand. Someone's going to ask your child to show up for something, and you're going to have to make a decision. And if I were you, I would want your child to be ready. Okay. Because a lot of us don't think it's going to happen to us. We're like, oh no, she sells T-shirts. Like, that's it. You know, she sells lip balm. She's not a speaker. She's shy. She can't do that. He can't do that. All he does is this. He's never going to have to do this. Like, he's a basketball star or a football star. Like, I'm going to give you guys an example. You all know that Xandra is my my young mogul. If you don't know, Xandra is my young mogul, XandraBeauty.com. She started her brand when she was 9, right? So she is the speaker. She's the entrepreneur. She's the speaker. I have little Josiah, not little so much. He's going to be 18 soon. Oh my goodness. He just started driving. It's a lot. He's an author, 2-time author now. And then we have 5 kids, but so let's talk about James. So you guys know that James has been in the news and the media and all those other things, but this is my child. He's very well spoken. He's very well prepared. Thank goodness, because what's happening, he's a football star. He's won championships, all these different things. He's been the underdog before. So now he's going to NFL mini camps. He's got all these opportunities. So what's happening? Microphones are being pushed into his face. Cameras are following him around. He's getting phone calls and texts and Twitter inboxes and the DMs and all that stuff for him to show up in the media because the people want him to share his story. Had I not properly prepared him for it, it could have been disastrous. Like, it really could have been a mess. But I never said, okay, James is going to be a speaker, or James is going to be paid to speak, or this is going to be a line item or a service that he's going to offer. We never discussed that because I know who my kid is. But did I want to prepare him for the opportunity that one day he would have to show up great because the world's going to want to hear his story? Absolutely. And you should want to do the same thing. Just because your child is quiet or shy or introvert does not mean their moment is not going to come. If you are doing what you're supposed to be doing by setting them up for opportunities and giving them the seeds and giving them the roots they need so they can then grow the wings and then become the world leader and change maker, status quo breaker that you're setting them up to be, at some point, that microphone, that camera is going to be in their face, and they need to know how to show up. And you need to be able to be in the room with them when they show up and not feel like you're going to die because you know you can rest in the fact that your child is ready. Does that make any sense? So let's get it. Okay, so Jasmine saying, yes, go Zandra. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Hey, Alan. Hey, Alan. Oh gosh, you're so welcome. Thanks, Naftali. So that's it, right? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about, I'm just going to give you 3 points, 3 things that you want to consider if we're talking about our children, if you want your child to be a speaker. So now keep in mind, you might want your child to be a speaker, but what I'm talking about, if you want your child to be paid to speak. So let's skip right there. Skip all of the rest of the stuff, because I don't want us to be doing things as parent managers. Remember, this manager is a part of the parent thing. So we all got the parenting thing, right? No matter where we are in the process, parenting, we can Google that, right? So now we're talking about parent management. There's a whole nother level to this thing, managing your child, making sure we're setting them up for success, making sure we're creating opportunities for them, and making sure that they are being compensated for the value that they bring. Because what's happening, and I know you guys all know this is happening, kidpreneur, teenpreneur, this whole fascination that's boiling in society today for these kids that are starting businesses. And, there's all these magazines and there's radio shows and there's Facebook live shows, there's Facebook groups, there's all these different things. So if your child is set aside or is doing something, in their community, across the globe, whatever, that's standing out. Once again, we go back to the status quo, breaking the status quo and doing something that's out of the norm. People want to get at them. So the first thing that happens, and many of you already know that this is what happens, you're going to start to get the emails. You're going to start to get the phone calls. Say, oh my goodness, we want Zandra, we want Sean, we want little Johnny, we want, Mika to come and speak to our church group. We want he or she to come and talk to the kids at the community center. We have a class of 4th graders at the school up the street. They're really going to be so excited for him to come and share his story. We would love for her to come share. Like, that's it. They get you. They'll share his story. We would love. So in the beginning, we're thinking, this is a great opportunity. This is amazing. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. You want your child in front of people as a parent. You're like patting yourself on your back. It's like, oh my God, my child's in demand. People want to know what's going on. How did I do this? So like, we're just excited. It's no different than your child being selected to start on the volleyball team or to be captain of the swim team. It's the same thing. Like, they were selected, they were picked out to be picked on, and we should celebrate that. Absolutely. But what I want to talk about is once we get over that and the demand increases, their value increases, their skill set increases, your brand, the business increases, it grows. You build more recognition, you build more of a stronger platform for your child, for your family, for the brand, which then equals what? Influence. It equals influence. So let's talk about this. The first thing you really want to make sure that your child has, hopefully you guys can see me. It looks like I'm stuck a little bit. Let me see. Let me make sure. I think I'm good. I think. Okay, good. All right. I just wanted to make sure. It was doing this pause thing. Hey, Arthur. Hey, Terry. So the first thing is we want to make sure that your child's platform, whatever their platform looks like, that they look the part. We want to make sure they look the part, right? So we're talking about making sure your child can actually show up great and they actually get paid to speak. I have no doubt that everybody watching me, everybody that's going to watch this video, that every parent manager on here, every parent on here has no problem getting their child in front of people. That is not your problem. That is not your problem. And if that's your problem, tell me that's your problem. We can talk about that another time. But I don't think that's your problem. But I want to make sure that you're being compensated, and we talked about value, right? So the first thing you need to make sure you're doing is making sure your child's platform, wherever their platform is, whether it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, it's a website, wherever they are reaching the people, the community, that they are showing up great, that they look the part. Make sure you have good, clean photos. Make sure that you actually have maybe some video of your child speaking, even if it's just, hey, my name is Sharon, and, or my name is Mikey, and I sell these amazing pens. And I chose to sell these pens because, like, even if it's a minute long, 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long, your child saying who they are, what they do, and why they do what they do to the world has huge value. Okay, so you want to make sure they're showing up great, they're giving good value, they're telling the world that they're here, and you're proving that they're not afraid to open their mouth and speak. You're also making it clear that they are the ones in charge, that they're actually invested in this brand. They're actually invested in this business. You would not believe how many companies or organizations will invite your child and be prepared to compensate your child, but they want to make sure that your child is who you're saying that your child is, that the business is what it is, that you guys actually do what you say you do, right? This is no different than what we do every day. Like you're looking to get a cake or cookies made, or buy a t-shirt, or look for lawn care service. You're going to do your research. You're going on their social media, you're looking around, you're looking at pictures, you're looking for reviews. It's the same thing. We want to make sure that that you're showing up great. Okay. So Jasmine says, we want my child Steve to speak speak his name in the atmosphere. Absolutely. Thank you, Alan. Okay, so the next thing. So we talked about the platform, making sure it's clean, making sure it looks good, make sure your child is showing up great, get them to do some speaking, even if it's just quick little videos, or just videos about what they're eating for breakfast, and what their busy day is going to look like. Or if they're at a vending event, what that vending event looks like, what products and services they offer, all these little clips and short little things. And then around that, you wrap it in some good content and some really cute pictures and great pictures of your child and also the product or them doing the service. Okay. So that's the platform. That's the setup. Because when they Google you, when they research you, you need to show up great. Okay. So the next thing is the signature talk. I cannot tell you how important it is. Every single one of us needs a signature talk. You and your child. When you never know when the opportunity is going to arise. So we're talking about being intentional, creating opportunities for this to happen, right? But you never know when the opportunity is going to arise, when your child will be at summer camp, or they'll be, in an organization, meeting, or at some event, or, what a fundraiser. You never know. And they're going to have to walk up and say, hi, my name is, and this is what I do. Right. So that's the development, not only of a pitch, but also of a signature talk. So that signature talk needs to be very clear, very outlined, sharing their story, their mission, their message, their why, what it is that they do and why they do it, right? And then once you've developed that signature talk and you understand the flow of it and how your child can deliver that, you then you could build upon that depending on what they're being called for. Okay. So whether it's a fundraiser and they're like, oh, we're raising funds for, Girl Scouts, but we want Mary to come and do the keynote, right? And you're like, well, she's not a Girl Scout. She doesn't eat cookies. Well, what can she talk about? Well, you need to go to the Girl Scout website. You need to understand their mission. Now, keep in mind, I'm making this all up, but it's all relevant. You need to understand their mission. You need to ask some questions of the person that's reaching out, right? Better understand what they want your child to deliver. And then that same signature talk, you just add a little bit onto the end, maybe an extra story or two to customize to the actual event. And there you go, right? So your child can actually talk at the Little Brown Puppies convention, right? Assuming your child likes puppies and they say yes to the event, right? They could get paid to do that. And you're like, but she sells pens. Like, how are we going to relate that to it? Well, you know what? There's some hope there. There's some inspiration there. If they called her, then they must want her to share her story. So once again, she gets up on stage, she shares her story, her message, her mission, her why, and then she relates it to the Little Brown Puppies Foundation and why all little brown puppies should be saved, because we believe this and my company stands for this. And that's why I'm here to let you know that you should never give up. Whatever it is, you can customize it. But the bottom line is you still have that signature talk, that those middle pieces that no matter what your child is asked to speak about, no matter where your child is asked to speak about it, they can show up great, be clear about their mission, their message, their why, relay their talking points, and still fulfill the requirements of that actual speaking gig or booking, whatever it is. Okay. So let me know if that makes any sense. Let me know if that makes any sense before I go on. So the idea is to have the signature talk, so then it can be customized, tailored, and then, or even layered, depending on what your child is being booked for. It's very, very important. And the other thing is, our kids are like sponges. So like, I swear, Xandra knows her pitch. She has her signature talk right now. Now she's more of a seasoned speaker. You know, she's 18 now, so she's been speaking for professionally. I think since she did her TED Talk, she did a TED Talk when she was 13, I think. 13 or 14. I should know, right? I'm the mother. Let's go with 13. So ever since she did her TED Talk when she was 13, she's been considered a professional speaker from there, because the TED Talk set her up. The TED Talk actually gave us, it really kind of let me know and let our team know that she was ready. You know, sometimes your kid just has to do something to say, you know, where you're like, yeah, she was like, wow, he nailed it. Like, he's ready. Because a lot of us don't look for opportunities. We don't sign up. We don't register. We don't put our kids in those positions because we're not really sure. Because the one thing kids do is they're painfully honest. And if they're not feeling it, they're not feeling it. You'll put them on stage and they'll just stand there and look at everybody, or be like, my mother made me do this. You know what I mean? Like, kids will embarrass you. So let me go back and say, if your kid does not want to talk, don't make them talk, right? You got to make sure they're okay with all this, right? And whatever they're doing is it's aligned with, you know, what they feel and what they really want to put out into the world, right? So we're not talking about fake, phony stuff. We're talking about doing good business, okay? And making sure that our kids are well prepared when the opportunities come. Okay. So that's another thing I want to enter in there. TED Talks are great. TED Talks are hard. TEDx, you all can start with a TEDx, but that's another opportunity. Once you've developed a signature talk that your child can, then you can tailor something like that, whatever the theme of a TEDx is, you can tailor the talk so that your child could actually be selected to do a TEDx talk. It's really not that hard. A lot of people see them and it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. It is amazing. But if your child is prepared and they have a signature talk and they can wow the people that are the decision makers, they will be selected. And a TEDx talk will set you up for greatness. Like, if you have that TEDx, whether it's TED, TEDx, whatever, a lot of people are like, oh, it's not a real TED talk because it's a TEDx. That's not the way the world looks at it. I'm just telling you, it's not the way the world. Yes, TEDx is the larger platform. I mean, TED is the larger platform. However, TEDx still holds significant weight, especially in the speaker world, because they put you through a lot. There's all these rules. There's all these things they can and cannot do. They got to stand on the X. They got to talk for this amount of time. They have to give value. There's all these pieces to it. So if your child can do all that, you know, as a child, then they can do just about anything. Okay, so let's move on. We talked about the first thing when getting your child, you know, paid to speak is making sure they look the part, they show up great. So all their platforms need to be clean, show them speaking, show exactly what they do, basically relate. We want to build influence around the child and their brand, right? The second thing, we talked about the signature talk, why it's so important and how we can layer that, we can customize that, and we can tailor that to the event, the promotion, the organization, or whatever they're being booked for. The third and final thing is the art of negotiation. So if you made it to this part, that means your child is looking great. They're showing up great on social media. They're looking good. You have some videos, you have some film, you have proof that they are who they say they are, right? And now you already know that they can speak. It's like, I just need to find the stage because she can do this. You know, he's going to nail it. I just need to find the stage. So the offers will start to come, right? There's certain things that you can do to actually locate the offers, right? And look for opportunities, right? So now, like I said, no one has any trouble here getting their child on a stage. My thing is, how do we get them to be paid for it? So there are several different ways that your child can actually be compensated, or even you. So now I need to give you guys a little disclaimer. Everything I'm talking about can be related to an adult too, right? So, but my thing is you as parent managers and your children specifically, that's my wheelhouse. However, all the same techniques work with you as an adult. All right. So I will say that because I think I saw somebody in the comments, they were like, I'm here for me. That's no problem. Right. So let's talk about the art of negotiation and how your child can be paid, even if it's not cash. Because a lot of us, we don't understand this process. So we think, well, if it's not a $500 check, if it's not a $1,000 check, if it's not a $2,000 check or a $50 check, whatever level you're at, then that means that they're not being compensated and you feel slighted and you feel like they're not giving you value or you're not respecting your child's value. That's not the case. But you have to understand this process and be able to show up and be ready to negotiate, right? And I have all my emails already written. So once you get some good emails back to the people, because usually the offers come through email, then you need to be able to have your emails coming back saying, okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. I would love to know what the budget it is. You need to get clear about what the budget is and what exactly they're asking your child to do, whether it's a keynote, whether it's a panel discussion, whether it's in appearance where you kind of just show where your child would just show up and take pictures and, wave at the crowd. It sounds silly, but Xandra gets booked for appearances all the time where she literally just has to show up and take pictures and talk to the kids and will talk to the people that are there, right? They just want her in the room. They just want to say she's coming because under certain circumstances, when they say she's coming, other people will come, they'll buy a ticket, right? That's influence. So we got keynote, panel, appearance, it could be a workshop, whatever it is, right? So we're talking about all these different things. So let's talk about the different ways that you can get paid. So number one, obviously, is cash. Is there honorarium? Okay, honorarium means it's not really a check, like it's not a speaker fee because they might not have built it into the budget, but an honorarium is just like, okay, here's $100, here's $50 because we want to thank you for your trouble. Here's a $100 gift card to Target or to, depending on your child, to Toys R Us or, the age of the child or whatever, and it could be an honorarium could be something that the organization, the event actually got donated to them. So they could have gotten, 100, gift cards donated. And they say, you know what, these are for our speakers. They're all for $50 a piece. We're going to give our speakers each a $50 gift card to Macy's, right? So that's a form of payment, right? Is it not, it's, depending on if your child's just starting, is it enough? $50? Probably not, right? Depending on the value they bring in. And once again, where they fit into the program and what the speaking opportunity looks like. For a panel, probably not, that's not bad. That's not bad, right? Because your child could possibly, especially if it's an event that your child could gain information from, make connections at, and also build their influence at. There's other ways they can participate. And we're going to talk about that. So the first thing is cash. Second thing is honorarium. The third thing would be if your child can sell something. And so part of the negotiation is, okay, you say you don't have a speaker budget, but can my child have a vending booth? How much are the vending booths? And if they're $500, $200, $150, can we have one or two? Because my child has a book to sell. My child has, skincare products, has the lip gloss or our pen, go back to our pen to sell. Whatever it is, that's a way that your child can recoup money and still, and not be a loss with the travel and everything else it costs to get there, right? So we have to be in position and be prepared to ask those questions, right? So another way we can get paid is books. So many of our children are authors, or you might be an author. So a way we can get paid from a speaking engagement is the pre-sale of books. So we can say, okay, so you want my son to come and talk to 100 kids, share his story and talk about, bullying or, whatever it is they want your child to talk about for 30 minutes, right? That's fine. But you're going to have 100 other young people in the room. My son wrote this amazing book that's geared towards this exact target audience. Is there any way you guys can buy 100 books? So they're not paying your child directly, but the purchase of those books is definitely a form of compensation. If you understand what I mean, okay? So if those of you that are still watching, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're with me, or give me a heart. Give me some hearts. I need to see some hearts. I need some inspiration, y'all. So then the next way is if depending on what your child's product or service is, they could possibly offer something during their talk. Right? So some of us have kids that are selling stocks. Some of us are kids that are, photographers. Some of us have kids that are, whatever it is, even if it's not, they don't actually have a booth in the room. They could potentially have a website, right? Or possibly have a sale or something coming up. So while they're on stage, they can say, hey, everybody, and Xandra does this all the time, you guys. She literally will pull out her cell phone and she'll say, you know what, guys, let's take a selfie. She'll turn around with the crowd. They'll all do a selfie together, and she'll say, now that you have your phones out, I'm going to post this on my social media. Follow me at Xandra Beauty. So for one, she's got 100 people to follow her, all those kids in that room, right? And then they're all going to pay attention because we're waiting for her to post a picture that she just took with them and any other pictures that we took during the event, right? And then she could say, you know what, I'm dropping my new 526 t-shirt line. It comes out this weekend. If you send me a message or if you reshare that photo, all of you will have an opportunity to get 25% off anything I drop or whatever. Or I'll send you a gift card for 10% off whatever, or 30% off, or a $5 gift card for every $10 you spend. Whatever it is, they have a captivated audience. That's an opportunity. So we need to make sure that when we get the email, when we get the offer, we need to already have our list of things that we know we want to ask for. So that way, when they shoot us back with, oh, sorry, there's no budget, or no, this is our first year, or, oh, we're a nonprofit, so, which means nothing. I mean, it doesn't mean, nonprofit does not mean no money. I just want to let y'all know that, right? So you need to be prepared with your rebuttal, with your negotiation. You say, you know what? Okay, that's fine. Well, is there an honorarium? Can we sell something? Can we have a vending booth? Is it a possibility that my child can sell from the stage? Because that whole, offer something to the people from the stage, right? So Warren says, I call it incentivize attention. Yes. Yep. People want to why. That's exactly it. Thank you, Warren. Incentivize attention. So you got the people's attention. You need to incentivize it. So you need to grab it. You need to grab them, grab their attention, and do what you need to do with it. Okay. So that way it works in your best interest and also the best interest of your child. Now, does it take prep work? It absolutely does. Does it take your child being comfortable in their talk? That's why we started with the second thing being the signature talk, because all these other things can, take them off course, can veer them off, but they need to be able, it all needs to come down to the signature talk, whatever they're being asked to deliver, then them also being able to make an offer and make sure that they're delivering value, but they're also getting something back in return. Okay. The other things, there's two more things that I want to make sure that you guys know that you need to be asking for, especially if there's no payment. Now, these are things that we ask for Xandra all the time anyways, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. So the next thing is promotion. So promotion, a lot of us are just starting. So once again, there's no budget. They send you back the sad email and you're like, oh, darn, I thought this was going to be our chance. Like, oh my goodness, I really wanted him at this event. You know what? You can send that email back and say, you know what? That's fine. You don't have a budget, but this is what we want. He just took headshots. We want to know what your promotional schedule looks like. We want to make sure that you're going to share. We want a separate graphic for my son. I want my daughter to have a separate graphic. I'm telling you right now, for the last 3 years, Xandra hasn't stepped on anybody's stage in anybody's room without her face being on a graphic announcing that she's there. Why? Because I'm collecting stuff. It's collateral, right? It's the setup for the next thing. I need the world to know that these are the stages that she's appearing on. These are the logos she's gathering. These are the places where she's going to be, and that she's on a world tour. That's it. That graphic holds weight. So I need you guys to make sure. Stop allowing people to put your child just in a pool. It's like, oh, come to our event. It's going to be great. We're going to have 2,000 people. And by the way, Xandra's going to be there and like little writing. Oh, no, that's not going to work. No, I need her face on the graphic. And if not, if they say no, then what my next thing is, okay, that's no problem. With your permission, I would love to request your logo and I'll have the graphic made myself, assuming that there's still value in my child showing up there, right? So I am good for having a graphic made. I can have a graphic made quick. We got the Raisingamogul, the society design firm, so we can have stuff made fast. So that's never going to be an issue for me. I will have Xandra's face on everything, and y'all know it. I share it because that means something. So the promotion is important. So the graphic is one thing for you to share, for your brand to share. And then the other thing is we need to make sure there's a graphic so they can share. Make sure they have your social media handles. Make sure they're letting the world know that they're coming. Make sure they're promoting your child. Make sure that they're tagging your brand. Whatever it is, you just have to tell them what you want them to say, get permission to be able to use their logo and their information as well. So that way you're promoting the event and they're promoting the event. And any event promoter, any organization is going to be happy with that because once again, it's a cross promotion. So you're building their influence and you're making your community aware as well. So that's a no-brainer. You need to ask for that. And then the last thing I want to make sure that you know that you can ask for is photos. photos. Now, a lot of events don't do this, but if you ask for it, they will. You need to say, that's no problem. There's no honorarium or there's no, speaker fee. However, will you have a photographer, and can we get at least 5 professional photos of my child on the stage, of my child speaking to the people, of my child, signing the books or whatever it is that your child's going to be asked to do, whether it's on the panel, whatever it is, because those photos, once again, are gold for you to add to the website, add to your child's speaker reel, add to, their media kits, whatever it is whatever the next level looks like for them, that photo is golden. And we need to have, and it's always good to have a nice professional photo. I mean, my Galaxy 9 does, it takes some good pictures, better pictures than the iPhone. Yes. But there's nothing better than having an actual professional photos, professional photo. And then even, I'm going to take this one step further, also professional photos, right? And then also photos with any of the other influencers, celebrities, headliners, speakers, whoever else, event promoters, CEOs, anybody of influence that's also going to be in that room. That's a request. Negotiate that, because there's nothing worse. She was talking about whatever. Yes, honey, iPhone. There's nothing worse than your child being in a room and they being looked over while all the rest of the celebrities on the red carpet, on the pink carpet, or whatever carpet, and it's just like, oh, well, only because she's not. Oh, she's 9, so she was a speaker too. But no. My child needs to be right on par with every other speaker. Right? I'm telling you right now. So now these are things that I learned, you guys. Like, it took me a while, like, to get to this point. It took me a lot of times where I put my child in a room and I was like, dang, I should have asked for that. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Nobody told me what I was supposed to be doing. Nobody told me how to set her up so that way she was included and how she wasn't slighted. You know what I mean? And I didn't know. So I learned all these things. So now, listen, you want Xandra, you paying a whole lot of money for one, and she comes with a whole list. And so do I, because I'm usually the assistant. And that's the other thing. She comes with an assistant. So you want to book her, you're booking her and me, or her and her daddy, or her and her best friend, or her and her sister, whoever her handler is going to be for that experience, right? And I got all this stuff I want to ask for. So even if it doesn't include a check, you better believe it includes a first class flight. It includes her room service. It includes gas money. It includes every Uber or car service. It includes making sure she takes pictures with a celebrity that's going to be there. It includes just, a vending booth, 100 books, 200 books, product. We've had people buy products from us. There's all kinds of things that can include. So I say all this to say is that there are no limits. Just write down what you want, write down what your child wants, understand what your non-negotiables are going to be, and ask for them. All they can do is say no. And many event promoters, event organizers, or organizations or companies that are bringing in speakers, they're not even doing it right. So they don't really understand until you tell them what you want, that these are things that they should be offering you. You understand what I mean? So all they're thinking is pay. And some aren't even thinking pay. We get offers all the time that it's like, well, yeah, sure, but what's your budget? Oh, well, we don't have a budget. We didn't even think. Well, what do you think? You would think someone's gonna fly across country just because? You know what I mean? Like, this is not my mission. It's your mission. So what else can you offer me? What else can this look like? So do we ever want our children to show up and speak for free? Absolutely. There are times, there are moments, right? There are organizations that we care about. There are friends, there are business, there are colleagues, there are, peers that they're going to make connections with that are going to have events. And Xandra flies all the time to other events, but that's because her heart is connected to it. That's because it's in line with her mission, her message, and she really cares about it. You know what I mean? When she flies to Washington, does something with the United Nations or any other thing, that's because it's a part of her cause. It's a part of who she is, so that's not compensated. But is it a platform that a lot of people want to be on? Absolutely. So does she still gain value from it? You betcha. You know what I mean? So I hope this has been good for you guys. I hope you've gotten some notes, some new ideas, some new inspiration around the idea of your child actually becoming a speaker and getting paid to speak. I want to invite you all to my masterclass, which is called Paid to Speak, Getting Your Young Mogul Paid to Speak. I'm inviting whoever and all of you to come and join me tomorrow, which is Thursday, May 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm giving this masterclass and I'm really excited about it because I get questions all the time about speaking. Xandra has been literally on like a world tour, a national tour for like the last 2 years. We're on the road more than we are home. And there's no way we could do that if I hadn't mastered the art of making sure that she gets paid to speak. Okay. So my masterclass is going to be tomorrow, which is, like I said, May 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be a replay if you cannot make it live. The investment is $47. But get this, if you are a parent manager and you are part of the Elite Society, which is my membership for parent managers, you get the masterclass absolutely free. So if you want information on that, I'll drop a link later on in one of these comments somewhere. So this, as a society member, that's $37 a month. But you get all the masterclasses for free, all the rebates for free, and everything else that comes along with being the part of the society, which is really pretty amazing. Like, it's just amazing, right? But let's stay focused. Paid to Speak, Young Mogul Masterclass is happening tomorrow, Thursday, 8 p.m. I would really love for you guys to join me. I'm going to be sharing my entire process that I used to get Xandra. She made over $20,000 in just the first quarter of this year on stage. That's it. And it would not have happened if I hadn't learned all the things that I'm prepared to teach you guys tomorrow. So that's it. Let's see. Oh, Tashanta's throwing up signs in the comments. Let's see what we got going on here. Hold on. Let me see. You guys, let me know if you have any questions about the steps. I want to know. I want to make sure that everyone's getting what they need from this, because the whole point is for you guys to get you thinking. Hey, there's Jasmine, to get you guys thinking about this process. And I don't want you to be overwhelmed by the process. Is it a lot? It can be. But once you get going and you understand the process and you set your non-negotiables and you have some systems in place and you have your responses in place. Like I told you, listen, I have canned emails for everything. So like a canned email is no longer a canned email once you get ready to send it, right? Because we customize it to the ask, we customize it, hello, Margaret, and you don't send the hello, Margaret to everybody because their name's not Margaret, right? So like it, but at the same time, it takes the edge off knowing that I had already sent Margaret an email yesterday. So now today, when I send Shauna an email, I pretty much have the bones already in place, right? And those are the kind of things that I'm going to be sharing on the during the masterclass, which is happening tomorrow. Tashanta just posted a link, but I don't even know where to find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, she posted a link for you guys. And there's Shiva and Alan. Alan said he is taking notes. I hope the rest of you guys are taking notes too. So I think that's about it, guys. I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to introduce you to a new thing, a new way of considering this idea of your child diversifying their products and their services and then becoming a paid speaker. So many of us are already there. Our kids are speaking. They're showing up great. They're going to events. People are, inviting them because we're inspiring the people. But now it's time for them to start to get paid for what they're doing. And that's the bottom line, especially if they're doing this at an event where there are tickets being sold. So other people are actually benefiting from the fact that your child came, showed up great, and did an amazing thing, right? Hey, Coach Shawana, thanks for watching. So that's about it, guys. I hope you will, you have time, you take the time to join me tomorrow. If you have any questions, I'll be here, drop them in the link. I'm going to drop this here for you guys as well in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you guys live tomorrow when we talk about getting your child paid to speak. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great one, guys. Have a great one.